Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available! January 2026, the album, Dad, Shimmy, Shimmy, and Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. Peace! How are y'all doing today? Happy January 2nd. Did you miss me yesterday for the new year? Did you miss me? Okay, well, I was real stressed. Yesterday because I promised I was going to come up with a new intro. And by new intro, I mean that I was going to start singing new songs over here. I'm not changing that intro. You kidding me? Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Listen. No, we are not changing that intro, okay? No. That's been with us for 8.5 years, okay? But I was going to try to change some songs up because, you know, I sing the same song. So I was, like, trying to think of different songs to sing, right? And so at first I thought, last night a DJ saved my life with a broken heart. Did you guys remember that song? But then I thought that I would just like replace the words, you know. Last night Trisha Paytas saved my life with a podcast. Or last night Jeffree Star saved my life with a live stream on TikTok. You know what I mean? Or last night Jacqueline Hill saved my life with a makeup company she don't own. Something like that. You know, listen, last night Raw Beauty Christie saved my life with her crystal cathedral in her backyard for gay weddings. Anyway, something like that, you know. Last night James Charles saved my life. Well, he couldn't save my life, but if he did, last night James Charles saved my life with his hairdo. Oh my God, hairdos for you. Anyway, who else can we put in there? I can't think of anybody else. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Listen, Linda. Oh, I said I was going to change that because somebody said we need a new thing for 2025. But listen, Linda is from the YouTube video, so I can't really change that, can I? Listen, Lisa. Lisa stands. Do you remember what Lisa stands for? Oh my God. So that was the first song I was going to sing. Then the second song that I was going to sing was not Martika's Kitchen. Oh my God, I had this good Judy of mine back in the day. Okay, so for those of you that do not know, I came out on my 18th birthday. Okay, it came out as like, hi, I'm here. Okay, so anyway, but I came out on my 18th birthday. So back then, to get into the drag bars, okay, me and all my friends, what we would do is you carry drag queens drag, okay, into the bar, like when they started getting ready. But like, if the show started at like 10:30, you'd have to be there at like 7:30, okay? And I remember in Indianapolis, oh my God, there was this bar. I mean, we used to go to all the drag bars. Drag in Indianapolis used to be huge. It's not anymore, okay? And I know y'all think that it's huge because Blair St. Clair from Indianapolis. I don't know that anybody even knew who Blair St. Clair was when she was on RuPaul's Drag Race from Indianapolis, but I think Blair's very sweet, okay? I think she's very, very sweet. But when she lived in Indianapolis or did drag in Indianapolis, now I know her drag mother. Everybody in Indianapolis knows her drag mother. But I did not know Blair St. Clair, okay? There's a lot of drag queens from Indianapolis that people do know, but when I started coming out, okay, drag in Indianapolis was huge. I mean, it was like the hub, okay, of drag. I mean, it was like, there were a couple hubs, right? Like Louisville, Kentucky, Orlando, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, Texas, and then Chicago, Illinois, and then Indianapolis was one of them. I mean, we used to like host national pageants here and stuff like that. So why was I singing? Oh, so when I started going out, that's how me and my little friends, we would get into drag bars, okay? But we would show up there at like, don't do this, children, okay? I mean, I was 18 years old, but don't do this, okay? Listen, I'm sober 30 years now, thank God, but this will get you in some trouble. So anyway, so we would go into into the bar carrying our, like we were like all hunkered down, carrying their bags of drag, you know, at like 7:30. Ain't nobody paying you attention because the bar backs are getting the bars ready. Nobody's paying attention. It's not like they're checking IDs, okay? So then you go up into this like dark room. Listen, if you're my age, you have probably done this, okay? So then you're like in some coat closet, okay, with, you know, 8 drag queens and like each of them have 5 guy friends with them, okay, that are all about, you know, my age at that time. So there's like 40 of us guys in there and then all the drag queens are getting ready and smoking weed. I don't know if they do that anymore. They don't ever act like they do, but back when I was going out back in the day when I mean, drag queens smoked weed like it was going out of style. But then, like, the servers would come upstairs, they'd be like, do y'all want any drinks? And they just let us order drinks or give us our drink tickets and stuff. So we were, ma'am, it was not pretty, okay? Me and my friends out there. I got a friend of mine, I mean, listen, we were both the same age. I used to have such a crush on him, but I always either had a boyfriend or he always had a boyfriend, whatever. Now he's married and I'm married and he lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm in Indianapolis. It just wouldn't work because I've been with my husband for 16 years and he's been with his husband for like 20 years or something like that. But anyway, I still think about those days that he and I were like sitting there at Tomorrow's and I had such a crush on him. Anyway, but we used to watch all the drag shows back in the day. I mean, I could tell you everybody I watched from Indianapolis. If you're from Indianapolis, I used to watch oh my God, I'll never forget Samantha Sinclair coming out and doing Melissa Etheridge. Gina Jones doing that song Carnival by Grace Slick. Oh my God, I mean, Stacey Stevens, Lena Myers, Jamie Hunter. I mean, it was Alexandria Priest. I mean, listen, Indianapolis, it was the deal, okay? It was Lenora Taki. I mean, it was the deal in Indianapolis to go out with all the drag queens back in the day. They ran this city. But anyway, there was this one friend of mine. She wanted to start doing drag, okay? And she did start doing drag, but I'll never forget. She, like, was trying, so what you do is, like, drag's not a whole lot different than doing stand-up, you know? Like, you do an amateur night, and then they decide if they're gonna sign you or not, okay? You're like, what are the lessons we learn from influencers? Shut your mouth, okay? Like, listen, this story formed me into who I am today. Fuck them influencers, we're gonna get to that in a second. Okay. So I have this friend of mine, okay? Now, there was a song, I don't know what year it came out, but it was in one of those first years, and it was Martika's Kitchen. Do y'all remember that song? Something's cooking in Martika's kitchen, baby. Do you remember that song? Okay. So this friend of mine, she decided she's going to be the world's next big drag star. This was before RuPaul's Drag Race even existed, okay? This is when, like, RuPaul was doing the club kid shit in New York City, okay? Before she ever thought she was going to have TV shows and stuff. So anyway, so I did just start watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK the last season. I'm watching it right now. It's so good. Anyway, so, but my friend decided she's going to do this Martika's Kitchen deal, right? And so she, like she's going to do this apron and the whole 9 yards, and she just knew she was going to get signed on to Tomorrow's. They're going to have her there, you know, like every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the rest of her life. And she's going to make tips and quit her job. I mean, back then, to get a gig at a bar doing drag was kind of like how people think a viral TikTok is today. No, true story it is, okay? And so she was going to do this Martika's Kitchen, but what she decided she was going to do is she's going to bake her a bunch of cookies, okay, the night before. And she's going to bake her all these cookies, and then she's going to have this tray as she was doing drag, walking around the bar to Martika's Kitchen, okay? And she's doing splits and stunts and stuff like that, holding this tray. No, true story. Oh my God, I should reach out to her. I mean, all of us are so fucking old now. The only way we reach out to each other is on the Facebook Messenger. But anyway, I have to reach out to her about Martika's Kitchen. So she's like, I'm gonna do this Martika's Kitchen. I'm gonna take the house down. Like, everybody's gonna be standing and Bravo and stuff like that, right? So the night before, well, we partied a little too hard the night before, okay? So she's cooking these cookies. Well, she leaves them in the oven too long. She only got one roll of cookies, okay? So she burnt the shit out of these roll of chocolate chip cookies. She's like, fuck it, I'm not buying no cookies because drag queens are poor, you know? I mean, they were then before RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know what they're... listen, go tip your local drag queens, okay? Because they get boogered, and that's a drag term. They do, okay? Because it's like, if you're not on RuPaul's Drag Race today, who are you? I know so many fantastic drag queens that can buck the shit out of the stage, okay? And bucking's like when you do like that kind of thing. And then they put the leg back and turn. Baby, listen, okay? You think all these kids invented it on RuPaul's Drag Race? I am telling you right now, okay? I am telling you right now. I can remember drag queens back in the day. When Kennedy Davenport showed up on RuPaul's Drag Race, I was like, I saw her National Entertainer of the Year 10 years ago. I mean, these queens were dancing, doing splits and stuff like that 20, 30, 40 years ago, okay? Lived. But anyway, she forgot to take them cookies out of the oven, so they're burnt chocolate chip cookies. I mean, burnt. Like, you know, they were like black burnt cookies, okay? My mom used to always say she liked the burnt ones. So anyway, I was like, girl, what are you going to do? Because we're like now all worried about her gig, right? She got one song for amateur night. We're all worried she's going to get signed on, okay? I mean, this one I had nothing going on but drag clubs, you know? So anyway, we're all worried. We're like coming up with all these concepts. You know, maybe you could cook a meal. You know, maybe you could get some chicken tendies from Kentucky Fried Chicken and pass them out. We're like all coming up with all these ideas, you know, high out of our mind. Don't do that either if you got, I mean, if you can handle it, then that's fine. But anyway, so she's like, no, I'm just handing out these burnt cookies. It'll make it even more fantastic, right? And we're like, okay. So she's doing... So she's got this tray, and there she is in the middle of Tomorrow's, okay? Bucking and splitting and doing all this kind of shit, holding this tray. The tray's going everywhere. Cookies are flying all over Tomorrow's. I mean, they didn't ask her back. They asked her to leave, okay? They asked her to leave. And then we were so cruel back then that we just cared about our spot at Tomorrow's bar. That, oh, baby, she wasn't our friend no more. We were, like, hanging out with the next one, okay? We were hanging out with the next up and rising star in Indianapolis. I can remember I wasted so much of my life, I mean, standing next to these gals that, I mean, they might have done one number in one bar and they were going to tell you how they were going to be the next, you know, Miss Continental out of Chicago. I mean, they were like, they were so serious about it too, you know. I wasted so much of my life. They'd be like, yeah, like, I'm going to do this prelim. And I'm like, have you performed before? And we would all be like, you know, because back then, I mean, this is how it was, okay? I mean, I think it kind of still is probably in West Hollywood, but back then, there was like a drag queen, and then there was like 10 good, you know, good-looking gay guys that were like all like 18 to 22, like all around them to carry their shit and just fan over them and stuff like that. It was so much fun. Anyway, so I was going to sing Martika's Kitchen today, but then I thought about singing that song, and I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. Shane Dawson on his walking pad. I do have to say though, okay? The most influential YouTuber of 2024 for me, in all honesty, was Shane Dawson. Because when I covered Shane Dawson, no, true story, this is the truth. When I saw Shane Dawson doing the walking pad deal, it made me get interested in walking pads, okay? And then I bought one, and I love it, actually. I'm going to do a review over it, not today, but I'm going to be doing a review of my walking pad that I got. So anyway, who's texting me? People are texting me. Ma'am, listen, we got drama videos to make, okay? Oh, that was the one thing I wanted to tell you. Going into 2025 over here, baby, we are bringing you the hot drama, okay? Not this week, maybe. Not maybe so much this week, okay? This week, now tomorrow I'm doing a predictions video, okay? Well, tomorrow or Saturday, I'm doing a predictions video. So what that means is that I'm going to be giving all my predictions, my bingo card for 2025. Now, on my Instagram, I asked everybody, I was like, what predictions of who do you want me to cover? I'll give you a little, I haven't looked at any of them yet, but let's look and see what people are saying over there, okay? So if you still want to go to my Instagram, excuse me, and see what people, I got the hiccups, I think, and see what people are saying over there, or you can give me what you want to say over there. Say something, it says on here. Hold on a second. Why am I all of a sudden, okay, let's get into this. Oh, squirrels and rescue dogs and things like that. How do I get into, okay, here it is. Okay, activity. Let's see what people are wanting to know my predictions about. People want to know my predictions about all the sister wives, Ethan Klein, unexpected breakups that you think will happen. An unexpected breakup. So what I usually do is I just like say something like unexpected breakup that I think will happen. And then whatever my gut tells me is what I go to. Okay. I can't think of anything right now. Maybe no breakups this year. Let's hope for that. Hope for no breakups and more love. Let's see. Celebrity and YouTuber predictions. I know, but I ask you who. I ask you who. Who? What YouTuber in celebrities? Okay. Somebody said, oh my lord, some people are using such foul language on here. Bingo card. Somebody said Jeffree Star. Somebody said YouTube scandals. Somebody said Cut Brown's hair. Sister, I mean, people are asking for this. I do Sister Wives coverage every Monday on my Peter Watches TV channel. Jaclyn Hill will start a family this year. I do think that will happen for her, and I hope so. I hope she wants that. I know that she wants that. So that's not really a prediction, but, you know. Listen, I think people, this is the other thing, too. Can we normalize that I can cover these people and realize that they're human beings, too, and also give them props where props are due? Like, if that's what Jaclyn Hill wants and she wants to start a family, more power to her, you know? I've said this for a long time, okay, with Jaclyn Hill. If Jaclyn Hill would just stop all this nonsense with the makeup and just be like, listen, y'all, I'm done with the fucking makeup. The problem is, okay, and just started a lifestyle vlog channel, I think she would actually do very, very well. And then her 300 Amazon links over there, they would actually fit, you know? I was actually talking about this on my, I just filmed this, this is the tripod that I use currently, but I bought this new tripod, see? And so I just showed it over my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I was talking about how one of the videos I wanted to do last year was my, what do you call it? My Amazon top buys that I think you should buy. The problem, because whenever like I show that, then there are people are like, why don't you link it? Well, I'm not going to link something when I'm just showing it in the box. I don't know if I would use that again. I haven't used it yet. How am I going to link something if I've never used it before? I don't understand that about people, okay? When they open shit and they're like, let me link it below. How do you know that you would want to sing out the praises of this product for your audience to buy when you haven't even used it yet? I think that's shady boots down, okay? 100% I think that's shady boots down. But anyway, people can get their coin however they want. People in my, they're asking me what I think about Smoky Glow coming back for, they're talking about December coin because she was doing vlog. I wish the best for Smoky Glow. I do, you know. I said this before. Smoky Glow shared her sobriety story not too long ago. And I do not know that early in sobriety, I could have been online sharing what I was going through. I don't even know that I knew what was going on. I don't even know that I knew what was what's up, okay? I mean, I was literally like, you know, hand to mouth, like one hand away from you. I was, you know, we're one step away from a drink. And so I don't know that I could have come on and shared my story. Her sharing her story, you know, people can say whatever they want to say, but her sharing her story, number one, gave somebody out there, at least one person, the courage to make changes in their life and whatever issues they have. And that, for me, means she did her job on that video, okay? Number two, it is incredibly hard to get on video and share things. And I mean, I do it a lot, right? And I mean, but other people, when I see them do it, I mean, I can tell how hard it is, because people that don't do it very often, when they share stuff about their relationships, you know, their marriages, their, you know, their mental health, whatever, like, that's some hard shit to do on camera, you know? And then to be criticized for that on top of it, I mean, I'm constantly criticized for stuff. People saying stuff like, oh, you're lying about your, my husband and I have been together 16 years. What have I got to lie about? I've been married, I've been sober 30 years. What do I have to lie about, you know? I mean, it's ridiculous at some point that people would even speculate about that kind of shit, you know? And so when you put yourself out there, whatever, if she came back for her December coin, baby, good for her, okay? Good for her. I think that her sharing her story, I wish her all the best. I've never had any issues with Hannah. I wish Hannah all the best. I'm a little confused as to why she's covering things that happened 2 years ago and she's getting 9 times the views that I am. But I have to tell you, when I watch her, you know, I like what she has to say about the things, and I have watched a lot of those videos. So, you know, she's giving a new spin, a new perspective to things. Everybody's covering shit from 2 to 5 years ago because ain't nothing going on in the drama community right now, you know? But anyway, I just want to say that because a couple people on here were asking me, as I was going through there right now, I just saw what somebody literally said. What do you think about Smokey? Hold on a second. What did they say? Somebody said, Smokey Glow came back just for the December coin with laughing emojis. No, I don't think she did. I mean, if she did, maybe she needs some coin, baby. Maybe she does. It's hard in early sobriety. It is, you know. But good for her, you know. And I think she is trying to put together well put together videos. Now, I've seen people come back just for the coin and they put together shit videos. I've watched her last videos. Her videos are well thought out. She sat down, she really thought them through. And I wish her all the best with her sobriety. I really do. And, you know, she said something. I was watching a video of hers, a Q&A she did, and she was talking about, like, sobriety. And she said something that's so poignant. Now, for those of you that do not know, okay, somebody early in sobriety is considered a newcomer. Somebody older in sobriety, well, in 12-step programs, and there's many, many different ways to get sober, but in 12-step programs, somebody that's had 30 years or more is considered an old-timer. So I'm legit considered an old-timer now. But the importance for newcomers is because those of us that are old-timers or have been around for a long time or have long-term sobriety, we need to hear it from new people that are coming in all the time, you know? And that's why we need to be around for the new people that are coming in so that they hear how it works, right? And how it's worked for us for a long period of time. And so it goes back and forth with all this. She said something in her video that I thought was so poignant. She said, everybody's recovery journey looks completely different. And I 100% agree with that. You know, I think we are not unique. I think that there's a lot of similarities when it comes, this is just my perspective, okay? I'm not putting this on her. I'm just saying, or anybody else out there in recovery, however you deem that to be. We are not unique. There's a lot that binds us to our common story of addiction, but I do think that each of our journeys looks different. So it's not fair to compare. And I did see some comments of people online saying like, well, she said this, but it's this. What I mean, her journey looks completely different, you know? And I think I give it her props for doing her best and coming online and trying to share that story, you know? And that's a hard thing to do. It really, really is. I don't think I could have done it in early sobriety. It's one thing to step on camera. I mean, I was like 13 years sober when I started. No, I was, okay, I've been on camera 8 years now. I mean, I was like, I don't even know, what, 22 years sober when I stepped on camera and started talking about my sobriety. Man, I mean, it's at 22, I mean, at 2 years sober, I was telling right out of the gate, I told everybody I was sober, but at 2 years, everybody in my life knew. At 22 years, you think not everybody in my life, it was easy for me to get on camera and talk about sobriety, you know? To some degree it was. I talked about it all the time. It's hard as shit to get right out of treatment and come on and start talking about it. I give her mad fucking props for that, okay? And she is really helping other people by doing that, by sharing her story. It's like when Toddy Westbrook came out, all these people wanted me to talk about Toddy Westbrook, her sobriety story that she just came out and talked about how long she's been sober and stuff like that. I have mad props, that woman, okay, for coming out and sharing her story. She's helping that. If you help, okay, I had somebody say this to me years ago. Zach from The Adventures of Zach and B, Zach Garcia, he wanted me to do like a coming out story. He suggested you should do your coming out story. I said, my coming out story is boring, okay? My parents were very accepting and loving of me. I'm 50, you know, at that time I was like 49 years old or whatever. I said, who's going to care what my coming out story is? He goes, you do not know that somebody is not sitting out there that has a very similar story to you, that you might be helping them by something that you said. If you just, and he said, if you just help one person with what you say in your video, then you've done your job. And I've never forgotten that he said that to me, okay? And so when I do videos about important things, or I say things in videos, if you just change one person's perspective or one person's point of mind about how you look at a serious issue like addiction or something like that, right? Then I think you've done your job. These people coming out and sharing their stories, that's not easy. You think it was easy for Toddy to come out and share that story after all this time? She knew she was, I mean, she got a lot of praise in her comment sections, but she knew behind the scenes she was going to get judgment from people. Oh, she finally comes out and decides to tell it. Why now? Why she come? I mean, it's all of that, right? You can't just come out and share your story. So, you know what? Mad props to all the people that came out this year and attempted to get sober, stayed sober, or, hey, listen, starting over right now, you can do it. You know, people message me all the time, and they're like, I've got 6 days sober or whatever, and I always say to them, you can do this, you got this. You got this, you can do this. And I'm just one story. It's why I say I'm not an example of any 12-step program. But anyway, I'm going to be doing this predictions video. What did somebody say? Somebody said, I'm going to be controversial. Ethan Klein, the H3 podcast. Why is that controversial? Why is that? I don't know. I mean, I know he's been problematic this last year. Somebody said Sister Wives, Jeffree and James Charles and Jeffree Star. Michaela. I bet everybody's saying that. No, I'm not really getting a lot of Michaelas, honestly. Taylor Swift, Ariana Madix, James Charles, past YouTubers that will make a comeback. I've seen that a lot of people are saying that Jenna Marbles is going to make a comeback this year. I don't feel that in my heart of hearts. I don't feel that Jenna Marbles is going to ever come back to YouTube. I think she's done. I think, and I think we have a hard time accepting that, like, in the real world, you know, that, like, people can, this is a period of their life, and they can have it for a while. You know, it's like, you know, the saying that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think that she realized that YouTube was for her a season of her life, probably. I mean, I don't know. I've never talked to her about it, but that's what I bet. I think that she's just kind of done with it. I think she was real enough to realize I'm fed up with all the bullshit, and it's turning into a lot of bullshit, and I don't want any part of it. You know, a lot of people from the early days, back in the day, have kind of done that, you know? A lot of people have kind of like, I don't get it, honestly, because I just love doing this, so I don't get it. But I think, like, for Jenna Marbles, the turning point was the fish tank apology. And I think she thought, I have to go to these kind of lengths, or she felt she needed to, right? When other people are doing massive shit, right? And they're getting away with it. And I feel like I owe this to my audience. I think the misunderstanding about Jenna Marbles was that it wasn't like she felt like she had to. Maybe I said that wrong. It was that she felt like she had to for her audience. And she didn't understand why other people didn't feel like they had to do that for their audience. But Jenna Marbles was there from the beginning. I mean, I can remember when I first started doing YouTube, and you look online and be like the top 10 highest grossing YouTubers of the year, and Jenna Marbles would be like 1, 2, or 3, you know? I think what she realized over time was that for a lot of people, it really turned into a business for them. And I think that Jenna Marbles has probably also made enough money that she never has to work another day in her life, and more power to her. And she brought a lot of joy to my life in the videos that she made back in the day. Brought me a lot of joy, you know? I think that I'll never forget, a friend of mine went back out, and a friend of mine went back out, and we talk about going back out in 12-step programs. What that means is that somebody goes back out and they start using again. And I really wanted her to come back in and get back into a 12-step program. I missed her, you know, and had reached out to her and things like that. She was using pretty actively, and I remember at the time I said to my sponsor, you know, I hope that, you know, she'll make it back into coming to meetings and stuff like that. And he said to me, maybe that's not what the universe or God wants for her. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, maybe that's not what the universe or God wants for her. Maybe the universe or God doesn't want her to get sober. Or maybe the universe or God wants her to get sober a different way, not a 12-step way, you know? And that's on her. And that's on her and her relationship with the universe or God. And maybe that's Jenna Marbles too, not with sobriety, but, you know, maybe there's a different plan for Jenna Marbles. Who knows what she's doing these days? But whatever she's doing, I hope that she's enjoying it, because she brought a lot of enjoyment to my life. I think we need to normalize that YouTubers are human beings too. We can, you know, love them. Some people love them too much. Some people criticize them too much, you know, and still see them as human beings. It's like what I said over here. Like, I can be like critical as a drama channel of somebody and still see them as a human being. So anyway, I'm going to do this predictions video coming up. But today, I wanted to talk about the greatest lessons that I have learned from just a few influencers in 2024, okay? Based on some famous quotes and some famous philosophical ideas. These are some lessons that I have learned in 2024 from some very I don't want to say important. I don't know how to say this. From influencers. From influencers out there. Just some influencers out there. Just some lessons I've learned from influencers in 2025. So the first one goes out to Colleen Ballinger. Colleen. See, everybody in videos now calls her Colleen. I'm like, it's Colleen. Okay. Anyway, she calls herself Colleen. She's called herself colonoscopy. Anyway, I don't think she calls herself colonoscopy. But colonoscopy Ballinger has taught me a very, very, very valuable lesson in 2024. No, in all sincerity, she has. In 2024, Colleen Ballinger, you know, taught me that, you know, I sang the song at the beginning. Last night, a DJ saved my life. Well, there's also a saying that rock and roll can save your life, okay? Now, in 2024, I think Colleen Ballinger taught us that rocks can save your life, okay? They can save your life. That at least be true to what you are passionate about. Now, it might not save your career, okay? But at least you'll have a garden starter kit. That's what I learned from Colleen Ballinger this year, okay? Is that rock and roll, or at least just rocks, might save your life, okay? Like a DJ saved my life with a broken heart. Rocks might save your life, okay? Now, they might not save your career playing with a bunch of rocks on your vlogs on your dying channel, but you might have a garden starter kit. You know what I mean? Or maybe you can make some pretty necklaces out of that. Or friendship bracelets for when you go to the Taylor Swift concert, okay? With the 2 fans that you have that are still around that are 14 years old. But anyway, okay? So that's the lesson I learned from Colleen Ballinger this year, okay? Is to whatever you are passionate about, fall into your passion. Fall into it. Make a fucking video every single day about how much you fucking love rocks, okay? If that's what you love, baby, live in them rocks, okay? Live in them fucking rocks, baby, if that's what you live for, okay? Live in them fucking rocks. It's gonna stop. Hold on just a second. I think I got like 3 minutes, but hold on. Okay, so if rocks are what you love, baby, live in them rocks, okay? Now, we know that she loved them group chats for a while. She lived in those group chats. Now she's living in the rocks, okay? So that's the first lesson I learned this year. The next one was from her good Judy JoJo Siwa, okay? Who said that she was going to start a new genre of music. Now, I know the JoJo Siwa fans. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hold on. I can hear you. Okay, I know you're going to say that she came out later. Yes. She came out later and she corrected herself. But she did at first come out and say she's going to start a new genre of music called gay pop, okay? See, Chapel Roan came out and she added to the canon of gay pop, okay, or just gay music. And she ain't even gay, girl. And she, listen, okay, and she a gay icon, okay? Chapel Roan did what you wanted to do this year, JoJo Siwa, with that bedazzled Power Ranger ice capades from hell, diving into a water, then she's a lesbian on a beach, kissing some girl. Like we had all seen that movie like Water for Chocolate. Okay, baby, come on now. Well, you didn't do nothing new, girl, JoJo Siwa. But, okay, with her coming out and saying, well, first we should give her applause, okay? With her coming out and saying she's gonna invent a new genre of music, gay pop. Oh, Sarah and Tegan lost their shit off that. Did you see that? I mean, gay pop. Can we just talk about Pet Shop Boys? I was dancing to them. I mean, I think I was probably dancing to them at the same time. That, what's her name? Jessel? Is that, what's her name? What, JoJo Siwa, Jessel, what's her name? JoJo Siwa's mom. Anyway, one of them dance moms. She was probably out at the bars the same time I was, dancing to the you know, domino dancing by the Pet Shop Boys, okay? And all day, watch them fall down. All day, domino dancing. You should have told your daughter, okay? Gay pop done been around since Sylvester in the 70s, okay? She didn't need to reinvent something that was already out there. But anyway, JoJo Siwa taught us a very, very valuable lesson in 2024, and that was that you can reinvent the wheel. Okay, because you know how people always say you don't need to reinvent the wheel. What she taught us that you can reinvent the wheel, okay? Or at least convince yourself that wheels never existed to begin with, okay? I don't know how cars have been driving for so long and trucks and things like that, but baby, there ain't no such thing as wheel. Peter Monn in 2025, yes ma'am, I am inventing the wheel, okay? Just like JoJo Siwa, she's gonna invent gay pop, okay? The next one is about MrBeast. Now, you know, MrBeast he got engaged. He got engaged on New Year's Eve or something like that. Congratulations to you, Beastie. Beast! I don't even, what's his real name? I don't even know. Mark or Paul or something. I feel like I do know that. Jimmy is his real name. I should have known that. But anyway, he got engaged on New Year's. Did you see where people are putting out this meme? I love those memes. Do you love those memes so much? I know, this is what people get real serious and they go, oh, Peter, it's a meme. You think I don't know? So when people want to tell me what I call ASMR asthma, and they're like, Peter, it's called ASMR. I love you, Peter, but it's ASMR. It's not ASMR. Okay, well, 1986 is still looking for your fucking sense of humor. Okay, so baby, go find it. But anyway, this is called stand-up comedy all day, baby. Okay, so anyway, but I love that meme so much. I saw this meme come up, and I think it was Spill Some Tea With Me. I thanked her. Listen, I love that gal so much. Okay, Spill Some Tea With Me. People thought it was Adam McIntyre, and then people thought it was me. Okay, listen, I don't know enough about H3 Podcast to be able to post the shit that she posts over there about H3 Podcast. Okay, I sure don't keep up with it enough. But I actually do know who it is, okay? And I thanked her. I said, Happy New Year to her. She tagged me in something. I said, hey, thank you so much for keeping me up to date on all the gossip. So here's to Spill Some Tea With Me over on the Instagram. She's where it's all at, over there, all the tea, okay? I think she had it on there, but it was the picture of MrBeastie getting engaged, right? And it said, even on New Year's Eve, MrBeast tries to, something engagement or something. I should look it up, but listen, I ain't got no time for that. But anyway, we learned a very valuable lesson from Beastie in 2024, okay, little Beastie. And that is, that, you know, well, this was not the lesson that we learned. But don't MrBeast and David Dobrik and all these people like that, don't they give you that vibe that, like, you know when you see somebody that drives one of the monster trucks, but not because they're like in a monster truck rally, but because they just like, they're like driving it down the street, like the vroom vroom and the big tires and all that kind of stuff. Baby, compensation. That's all I'm saying, okay? I'm just saying compensation, okay? I think Rosanna Pansina's been wanting to say that for 4 months now. She probably has, okay? If she hasn't already, here, I'm going to say it right now. Ain't nothing like a small dick man. Okay, I'm just going to say it right there. Rosanna Pansino, she can play that part in her video, because I think, listen, I'll tell you, Rosanna Pansino, I was almost going to put her on this list, okay? But she taught us a very valuable lesson this year. And that lesson was, you don't just have to stay a cooking channel forever. You can become a drama channel if you want to. No, she did, but I have to tell you this, okay? At first, about Rosanna Pansino, I was confusion, okay? I did not know a lot about Rosanna Pansino at the beginning. And I made some jokes that people didn't think were funny, and I probably owe a public apology to Rosanna Pansino. No, seriously, Rosanna, I apologize, okay? If my jokes did not fall fun, I apologize to you if you were offended by my jokes, okay? I made some jokes and people didn't think they were funny. I meant them to be funny. I meant them to be all in jest. In all honesty, I didn't know Rosanna, okay? I know Rosanna Dana from Saturday Night Live, but I didn't know Rosanna Pansino. So when all the MrBeast stuff started, okay, I kind of I'm talking about when it first started, okay? And then she had just come out with the Colleen Ballinger thing, and it's like she focused like this much on Colleen Ballinger that she had done like 20 videos with and shown up to like premieres with and things like that. But then the MrBeast stuff was like huge. And I'm like, oh girl, okay, well you put one little statement out about Colleen Ballinger. I didn't understand that. I still don't understand that, okay? You got so much to say about how all these people were treated, but you just had this one little thing to say about Colleen Ballinger that had predatory allegations? Okay, well, you said your statement so you could distance yourself, but we're not going to talk about Rosanna Pansino with the Colleen Ballinger thing. I don't understand that, okay? It's like everybody's okay that she came up with this one thing. But then she started just like gunning for MrBeast, okay? You can't say she hasn't, okay? Like, that's just, listen, when people want to defend her all you want. Say you love her all you want. But you cannot say that that woman has not tweeted out 9 million tweets about MrBeast this year, okay? She just has. I think she just made a video, and somebody clipped it, and she got all this influencer food. I think the only reason she did that influencer food video was that she could show that Logan Paul MrBeastie food. I do think that, okay? But I have to tell you, the longer that it went on, and kind of like the more it grew, and it was just like every tweet and everything she did, and then she kind of said, I'm not going to ever shut up about it. I kind of like fucking lived, in honesty. I was like, you go, Ro. I was like living for it, kind of honestly, okay? I mean, I kind of did. I kind of lived for the fact that she's like, no, I got fucking something to say, and I'm going to say it, okay? And if y'all don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to keep on talking about Lil Beastie, okay? I'm going to keep on talking about him, and if you don't like it, then back the fuck off. I lived for it. I honestly did. I earned mad respect for her because she was getting criticized left and right, okay? People were coming out and being like, oh my God, she's saying so much about it. She is. She has said so much shit about it. So much, okay? Rosanna Pansino has gone off about MrBeast more than anybody has gone off about anybody in 2024. True story, okay? But I kind of live for it. I do. I kind of live for it. I do, Ro. More power to you, girl. Okay, I think in 2025, you ought to just come full out. You ought to do a documentary about it, I think. No, true story. They ought to give her a 10-part series on Netflix or something, okay? Let me tell you the truth about Beastie. I I do. Like, I live for it, okay? When people send me that shit all the time, I'm like, what? Listen, let her have her piece, okay? Listen, if I know anything, okay, when you are pissed or angry, and I believe that anger is a secondary emotion for hurt. I truly believe that, okay? When you are so angry at somebody, it's because you are just so hurt. And I think that that's obvious. I've seen that with her in this situation, right? But baby, you got to work through some pain, okay? Let her be angry. Let her be angry, and I'll live for it. And keep on sending me the shit, because I live for it, okay? Ro, you go. That's what I got to say for her in 2020. But maybe we keep the same energy for Colleen Ballinger, too, just a little bit. Okay, but anyway. A lesson that we learned from Mr. Ballinger, Mr. Ballinger. You know that's what she refers to him as, too. That was a total slip of the tongue, but you know she refers to her husband. Colleen Ballinger refers to her husband as Mr. Ballinger. You know that all day long. I mean, what did he do? 2 shows or something like that? Anybody heard of him? She killed his career. Okay, so anyway, Beastie taught us one thing this year, okay, through Rosanna Pansino, and that is that life is not necessarily always more fun when you play games, okay? I'm just saying. And thank you, Rosanna Pansino, for teaching us that lesson. And Ro, in 2025, Ro, you go. I think that should be her motto, Ro, you go. Okay, now, Jeffree Star taught me a very valuable lesson. Now, for those of you that love Schitt's Creek, I love Schitt's Creek. My husband turned me on to Schitt's Creek. We've watched it 22 times now or something like that. I love the Schitt's Creek so much, okay? But I never really understood why it ended so soon, you know? And, like, I saw the interviews and stuff, and they were just like, well, you know, like, it ended because, like, we didn't want it to go on forever, and it was a good thing. We wanted to end while it was a good thing. Jeffree Star really, truly made me understand in 2024 why Schitt's Creek ended early, okay? Because sometimes you should know well enough when to stop when a good thing is over. And that's what Jeffree Star should have learned in 2024, okay? Now, I'm sitting here and tell you, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I sat on this very camera, okay? And I said, Jeffree Star, it is going to be a sad day in hell when he cannot sell his makeup, which you can't anymore, okay? And he goes out on a hill, okay? The hill he dies on is him up in a closet with his hair not done in a robe. Go back and find the video, okay? I know some people out there watch every video and take notes that I make, okay? Please go back and find the video where I said that Jeffree Star is going to go out on the hill, sitting in a closet, TikTok live and somebody that nobody even know, and it's going to be a sad day in hell, okay? That he was at the top of his game, okay? At least James Charles can even fake it to make it look like he's still got some relevance. Jeffree Star don't even know how to fake it to make... I mean, Jeffree Star, he has... The thing with Jeffree Star is he's the one, back in the day, when I started covering beauty influencer drama, that he started the drama to sell sales. But he has so saturated the drama, and half of his drama isn't even true. It's like, I'm dating this football player, and then people are getting, you know, all speculative about it, and then it's just an ad for a podcast. Baby, now you got to start at OnlyFans. Oh my God, I just want to say this. I got in this video not too long ago, and I did this coverage of Jeffree Star and his OnlyFans, or whatever he's starting, and behind a paywall, his sex tapes where, I don't know, guys are going to be jacking it or something while he's sitting around doing makeup. I don't know what it's going to be, okay? But he's already hinted out about that. And I said a bunch of stuff in there that was true in videos, okay, about girlfriends. People were they were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're speaking that way, blah, 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 blah. What do you want me to do in a video where I'm covering Jeffree Star starting OnlyFans? What would you like me to talk about? Baby, I'm a 52-year-old, I always say 53, I always age myself up. I'm an almost 53-year-old man, okay? I've lived a little bit of a life. You might hear the word blowjob on a video of mine or not, okay? Ooh, my Lord, okay? Take it to the Church of God and have the Holy Ghost. I don't know what to tell you, okay? I don't know, but you might hear the word blowjob in my video. You might, okay? It might surprise you that I've given 1 or 2 in my life and received 1. If that's too much for you over here, okay, you need to go over to them kitty channels. I think James Charles and Colleen Ballinger are running 2 of them. But anyway, that's the lesson we learned from Jeffree Star this year, okay? My videos are marked not made for kids, every single one of them, okay? But that's the lesson we learned from Jeffree Star. Know when to end, okay? Jeffree Star, this is what he should have done this year, okay? Jeffree Star should have announced that he was leaving the internet. I mean, or done something completely different and just been like, I'm going to just vlog. Like, once a month, I'm going to put up 1 vlog, okay? I think he enjoys the TikTok thing, but he seems so angry. How can you enjoy something that you're so fucking angry about all the time? So he should have come out in 2024 at the beginning of it, because he did say his book was coming out last year. Well, we're still waiting for it. It's out the Kindle Unlimited, girl, because I ain't seen it on the bestseller list, okay? But he said he was putting out a new album. No, it was an old album, but it wasn't even remastered, okay? And then he had 3 songs that he recorded in the garage, okay? Like, Beauty killer, hey, I'm a beauty killer. It was like the Cowboy Carter, Beyonce wannabe version of Beauty Killer, but it was country because it was in Wyoming in a garage. I don't know. It was weird. But hey, how are you? I did like that part of it, though. I will admit that. That, hey, how are you? I can't get that out of my head. But he should have, in 2024, at the beginning of it, announced, like, next year, I'm leaving the TikTok. I'm not doing the makeup reviews anymore. I got enough money. I got to do all this kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one monthly vlog on my YouTube channel. You can follow me over there. I'm putting out 4 releases a year on my makeup channel, and I will be doing videos about that, and that's it. And just lived his best life, okay? This is sad to me. This is sad to me. This is like somebody that I used to think was, oh my God, the tripod fell. Anyway, I used to think that he was such a genius businessman, right? But a genius businessman, like, towards, like, the end of their online career, would kind of either try to, like, reinvent themselves, maybe that's what he's trying to do with the OnlyFans thing, or figure it out, or do something different. But, like, Schitt's Creek, sometimes you need to know, like, when it's so good that, like, this is the time to end it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think some people have learned that, and Jeffree Star has taught us that sometimes you need to know when to hold them, and sometimes you need to know when to stay. Okay, and sometimes you need to know when to fold them. That's the most important lesson. Okay. James Charles. James Charles taught us a very valuable lesson about accountability in 2024, okay? You have to take none. James Charles and Jeffree Star taught us in 2024, especially James Charles, you ain't got to take none, okay? You don't have to take no fucking accountability for anything, ever. And you can still be successful. And if you're not, well, then you can buy it to make it look like it is. You can buy viewers and subscribers, you know, to make it look like you're successful. But James Charles taught us a very valuable lesson that no matter how many mistakes that you make, you don't have to change anything, not a fucking thing, to be successful in life. Not even a bad hairdo, okay? And that hairdo will follow you around forever, Kris Jenner, Mr. Kris Jenner. He also taught us another very valuable lesson in 2024, and that is that if you have enough pull and influence, or if at least it looks that way online because you done bought enough fake followers, okay, and likes, that you will have enough fake fans and phonies, okay, that call themselves your friends, to stick around in hopes that you might show one of their products in a TikTok that you do, but you never do you? But them fake phony friends, they will continue to stand by you through and through. James Charles alone proved in 2024 how fake the relationships and friendships are within the influencer world, okay? Because if you could be friends with somebody like James Charles and stand behind that, or you could be friends with somebody like Colleen and not speak on those kind of issues, then baby, what do you have to gain from that relationship, okay? That's where it's at right there. So that's what we learned from James Charles. Jaclyn Hill taught us a very important lesson this year, and she taught us, you know when they say, if you tell yourself something long enough, you'll start to believe it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Okay, Jaclyn Hill taught us in 2024 that if you tell yourself something long enough, okay, the world might not start to believe it, okay? But maybe you just might, okay? I think that if you put the lasso of truth around Jaclyn Hill and ask her if she owned Jaclyn Cosmetics, I think the lasso would burn. I do. I think it would be so fucking confused between what's going on in her head and the reality of the world that she didn't own the company, but she thinks she did own the company. Because so many people, I guess, told her that she owned the company. Like, hey, Jaclyn, you own the company? I did. I own the company. What? Can I have a poppy? I love those poppy drinks. But I don't know what's going on with her, but she's convinced herself, okay, that she has owned that company, baby. She will not, that's the hill she's going out on. She will not stop saying that she owned that company, okay? At this point, it's just such a joke. It's whatever. Plus, I will tell you, that's another lesson I learned about Jaclyn Hill, was that you can convince yourself to like something that you don't really give a shit about. Because I tried to come up, this is what I was going to say earlier, I tried to come up with like a list of like 20 or 30 things that I love on Amazon. Now, I shop on the Amazon every single day. I got 4 boxes today, okay? One of them was my new tripod over there. But I try to come up with like 20 or 30 things to do one a year. And my favorite Amazon things that I order over and over again, or I've ordered and I love. Baby, I can't come up with 10. Okay, I think I got like 9 or 10 on my list. So I didn't even do the video last year. How's she come up with 20 to 30 every 3 months? I am confusion. So she has convinced the world, if you don't like something, you know, you just tell yourself that you love it, okay? And then the world will believe you love it too, and then they'll buy it, okay? And they'll just give you lots of money. And then if you don't have lots of money and you can't buy Birkins anymore, well, fuck it. You can just go to Walmart. You can buy a Birkin there. A gherkin working Birkin. And the last lesson we learned, in all honesty, okay, and I know this is going to piss off the Trisha Paytas haters, but Trisha Paytas taught us, okay, in 2024 with her podcast and everything else, and her Saturday Night Live and everything else she's doing, and raising her kids and whatever, that you might not have to take a whole lot of accountability for all the shit that you've done and all the communities you've offended and all the people you've hurt and all the shit that you put out there in the world, because she didn't. She's never done any of that. But you can reinvent yourself, okay? And you can achieve your dreams. And I think 2024 was a year. Somebody said something to me about one of the predictions they asked me was that Trisha Paytas will be on Dancing with the Stars. I think some people don't understand that, like, Trisha Paytas, like, yes, she's big on YouTube and people listen to her podcasts and stuff like that, but I mean, it was hard for Charli D'Amelio to get on Dancing with the Stars. I don't think Trisha Paytas has that kind of pull. I would, if that's what she wants, I would live for her to have that, okay? I wish the best for all these people that I talk about, you know, in 2025. I really do. But for the Trisha Paytases and for all of them, I hope they grow and change and learn. But Trisha Paytas truly did teach us in this year, okay? If you say something enough, it might just come true. She did. She taught us that this year, right? Because she had a lot of shit come true this year, and I'm happy for her. I really am. So congratulations to you, Trisha. And to everybody else out there, I hope that you have a most unproblematic 2020-25, okay? And to Rosanna Pansino, hey, Ro, you go. Peace! Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow for my predictions video. Bye.